There's a nagging question that can sit in the back of your mind when you're planning for retirement. It's this: what happens if I live a really, really long time? Well, in this explainer, we're going to tackle that exact question head on.
And look, it is a completely valid concern. I mean, we all work hard, we save, we plan. But that one big unknown is just how long that money needs to last. There's actually a technical term for it: longevity risk. It's a fancy way of saying you're worried your money might run out before you do.
So, what if I told you there's a financial tool designed specifically to solve that one problem? It's called a deferred income annuity, or DIA for short, and its whole job is to create a guaranteed paycheck that you can never outlive. But the real magic isn't just what it is, it's knowing when you can turn it on.
All right, this is the big question, right? It's probably why you're here. So let's not waste any time. When can you actually start getting that income from a DIA?
Okay, let's get right to the heart of it, because this is the number you need to know to even start thinking about your strategy. Here it is, plain and simple. You're often looking at starting that income stream at age 70 or 80, sometimes even later. See, a DIA isn't the money for your round-the-world trip the day after you retire. Nope. Think of it as longevity insurance. It's a safety net designed to catch you in your later years, making absolutely sure you have income no matter what.
So we've got the when down. But what in the world is this thing, really? To know if it's a good fit for you, you've got to understand how the tool actually works.
At its core, a DIA is a really simple deal. You give an insurance company a lump sum of money today, and in exchange, they guarantee to pay you a steady paycheck for the rest of your life, starting on a future date that you get to pick. It's that straightforward.
I love this way of looking at it. It's just like you're buying your own personal pension. And let's be honest, those old school pensions are pretty rare these days. An annuity lets you take a piece of your own savings and build one for yourself, guaranteeing that paycheck will show up right when you plan for it to.
Okay, this is a super important point, so let's be crystal clear. A DIA is a completely different animal from other annuities you might have heard about. It's not a savings account. It's not designed for growth. It is a pure income product. You're trading access to that money for the absolute ironclad certainty of a future paycheck. So, after hearing all that, the big question becomes, is this actually for you? Because, spoiler alert, this is definitely not a tool for everybody. It's all about matching the strategy to your specific goals.
This is going to be a fantastic fit if your main goal is simply peace of mind for your older self. It's for the person who says, you know what, I'll use my 401k and my other savings for my 60s and 70s, but I want to know for a fact that if I'm still kicking at 95, a check is still going to show up in my mailbox. You're trading control for certainty.
Now, on the flip side, and this is a big one, you need to avoid this if you need flexibility. Once you buy a DIA, that money is locked in, period. So if you're worried about emergencies or about inflation eating away at those payments, or if it's super important that your heirs get that specific money back, you'll want to look at other options. Okay, so we've established this is all about securing income for later in life. Now, what if you could take that idea and put it on steroids, especially for your retirement accounts? Well, that's where something called a QLAC comes into play. So, a QLAC, that's QLAC, stands for Qualified Longevity Annuity Contract. But don't let the name intimidate you. Just think of it as a special version of a DIA that you're allowed to buy with money that's already in your IRA or 401k. And that qualified status gives it a pretty cool advantage. And here is the superpower of the QLAC. You know those required minimum distributions, the RMDs, that the IRS makes you start taking from your IRA in your 70s? Well, the money you put into a QLAC is excluded from that calculation. What's that mean for you? Well, it could mean lower mandatory withdrawals and a lower tax bill during those years. And this right here, this is where it gets really powerful. With a QLAC, you can push that income start date all the way out to age 85. Yeah, 85. That is the ultimate longevity insurance, setting up a brand new paycheck to start at an age when other resources might be running low. All right, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's just boil it all down. If you're going to remember just one thing from this entire explainer, I want it to be this. You have to stop thinking of a DIA as an investment. It's not. It's insurance. You're not buying it to grow your money. You're buying a policy against the financial risk of living a long and happy life. It is a very specific tool for a very specific and very important job. So that really leaves you with a pretty profound question to think about. It's about making a deal with your future self. Are you willing to set aside some money that you can't touch today to make an unbreakable promise to your 85-year-old self? It's a promise of security, a promise of peace of mind, and that's a powerful thing to think about.